Okay, at this point we're going to try to replace custom tracks for stages or characters when you're actually fighting, because so far we only did it for menus. To do that, we need to understand other key concepts from the playlist manager. The first of which is the random tracks folder. So like this is the folder where we put all of our custom tracks for the mod for the jukebox. So that's the default folder. If you close this thing and you click on this open folder, it will open the browser back to this folder. Since the last video, I reorganized everything in subfolders. So I have some tracks for characters, some for menus, another one for stages. So this folder is important to keep in mind, because whenever the jukebox finds itself in a situation where it needs to play a track randomly, it will look into this folder and pick any MP3 in any of those subfolders and play that track. The way this is decided is like if you go for instance in stages, like you have all the different stages and they're all enabled by default, which means that the jukebox will try to play something for those stages. Now, uh, the default behavior is to play random tracks. This is what this option does here. So when you have like a stage enabled and you have play random track enabled, it will look into this folder and play anything randomly from that folder. But we don't want that. We actually want to play a very specific track for a very specific stage. So if we go for instance, let's see, where is it? Like yes, this one. So for this one, I'd like to play Ed's theme from Street Fighter 5. Um, I think it matches with the mood of the stage. So I'm just going to drag this thing over here and say I want you to play this. I can also go in character and say like, oh, I want to override. So let's look at my selection of tracks here. So I have something for Gal, Ken, Rashid, and Ryu. So for Ken, I have this, which is his Street Fighter 5 track. So let's select Ken, drag this here, and we're gonna have him fight I don't know, Rashid, and drag his 345 track from here. So now I have like a track for Rashid, something for Ken, and something for the stage. And you've noticed that the moment I drag MP3s on those playlists, the play random track option automatically got disabled. It means that this playlist, this stage, will no longer try to play something randomly from this folder. It will play exactly what I drop here, and I can drop more than one file and it will this time randomly pick one of those two files and play them. So that's the situation, but now we end up in another situation where which one of these, like if we have Ken fighting Rashid on this stage, which one of those three tracks will play? Because remember, like we said something for this stage, we said something for Rashid, and we said something for Ken. So this is controlled with the playlist type here, and it says random. So randomly pick something between the stage track, the P1's track, and P2's track. Random. But if we want to force it to just stick with the stage track, then it will, if I go on this stage, it will play just this thing. If I go with P1 and P1 happens to be Ken, then it will play Ken's track. If P2 happens to be Rashid, then it will play this, and same thing for player's character and opponent's character. So you would pick this because like in situation where the player, so yourself, is not guaranteed to be on player 1 side or player 2 side. So If you always want to hear your track for your character, no matter if you're P1 or P2, then this is the option that you want to pick, and same thing for your opponent. But if you want a variation of all of those, then you just go with random. So let's go with this, click save, and start the game. I'm going to edit this part out and just skip to the stage. Okay, so now we're in training. Going to pick that stage. Metro City. Pick Ken and Yoshi.
The wind's always on my side.
And see, it picked Ken's track. If I get out of here, go back to character select screen, and pick the same combination again, it might pick something else or go back with Ken again.
The wind's always on my side.
So this time it went with P2. So I think you get the idea. If I close the game and go back here, remember that you can control this. So if you don't want this chaos and just want to stick with one thing specifically, you can edit it with playlist type. So hopefully that was clear, and you are pretty much set to customize everything in the game now.